Jesus. So bright. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Steps Basic, and welcome back to my community show. So I'm using one of these ring light things. I've never used one of these before. I mean, not directly. So this is going to be like one of those times when it's one of those strangely well produced and oddly satisfying videos. Not really. But anyway, today we're going to be doing our community show. Sadly, we don't have the introduction or the end card like we usually do. But today, I mean, it's just a talkie video anyway, so it's like I don't need to do much in the way of editing. And apart from that, let's do our announcements as per the usual. So today should be when everything gets fixed with the computer, and I should get it back by tomorrow, which will be great. Although I was kind of hoping I'd have it back today, but I'm in line, so I can't really expect him to ignore the other people he has work on, as much as I'd want him to. The selfishness that is us, right? But anyway, so I figured I'd talk a little bit about the spirit of Halloween and the spirit of horror and everything else. I know I've probably talked about this before. I know specifically I will talk about the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of Thanksgiving and such, and the holiday spirit, which is, it's an intangible force, but it's one that we can't help but recognize. Like around Christmas time, we suddenly get a lot of people acting better than usual, and it's an interesting little phenomenon. Anyway, I got distracted again. Anyway, so today I wanted to talk about the holiday spirit for Halloween, for Spooktober, which has kind of inspired me to make this whole month about horror games and spookiness and whatnot. And it's a great feel that people won't recognize, but they'll feel it anyway, And as a person who enjoys himself some good horror, including to the point of writing it, it's an interesting feeling to know that at least 1 month out of the year, one season as it were, people are obsessed with the occult, the macabre, the horror, and the spookiness, and I love it. It's great. I'm not necessarily a horror author, even though a majority of what I've written in my life has been horror. I still feel more drawn to write fantasy and whatnot. But coming up on October, for the last few years, I've been working on writing a short story for the horror, because I know people are drawn to it, and while I love it myself, I like to share it with people when they're excited about it. And October, Halloween season, is when people are more excited about it. Now, what's interesting is I did find out that Halloween, while not necessarily a wholly American thing, is actually far more observed by Americans, which is kind of an interesting idea, because that's when, come October, when it rolls around, everyone's suddenly going spooky. Like a few people on Twitter, specifically Captain Sparkles, every October rolls around, he becomes Captain Spookles, and people just thrive off the horror. But I always thought it was a global thing. Maybe not necessarily global, but at least every country in the world that observes and celebrates and embraces Halloween would also embrace the feeling of it, because it's not just a holiday. It's a time to honor the dead, to move on, to keep them in our brains, to pass their spirits on to the next life. And it's always autumn, it's always fall, it's always when everything starts to die that we start to recognize the fragility of life. And I think that's in due in part to why it is as it is. And of course, we have our harvest days, our Thanksgivings and harvest celebrations and whatnot. But, like Day of the Dead rolls around at the beginning of November and stuff like that. And when we honor those who have lost their lives. And I think this year in particular, has a great amount of weight behind it, you know, because we've lost so many people to this virus. And I think it's a great time to really celebrate and embrace and well, celebrate and honor the dead. And I think, yeah, I like that. I like the feeling of it. I've always liked the Halloween spirit, as it were. Everyone always talks about the Christmas spirit. Very, very rarely will they talk about the Halloween spirit. Unfortunately, this gets a little tiring, and I got the light blinding me, so it's making it really hard for me to want to keep making this video. But, you know, at the same time, I also don't remember what I wanted to discuss originally, so I kind of just defaulted to the Halloween spirit idea because I like it. And to be honest, I know a lot of other people who do too. And so, you know, with all that, I think we're going to wrap this up. Another short video, another continuation of our hiatus. Hopefully we'll be able to be back at the very least Sunday. At the very latest Sunday, we should be able to put up more videos. The very best, sometime Saturday afternoon. But we don't know yet. Don't know for sure. As always, I do want to thank you all for your continued patience and support. And hopefully y'all are having a wonderful Halloween season, autumn, and you know, October and Spooktober. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you're getting spooked and watching the horror films and enjoying just the embrace of the macabre. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me for this episode of The Community Show. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, please go poke that like button for me. If you'd like to see more from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And of course, as always, you are more than welcome to leave a comment down in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Oh, and I can if I can. You know all that jazz. And tune in next time, when hopefully we will be on the computer again. And until then, good night.